Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a timely tarot oracle reading about random shift. This is general or collective, so parts of it may or may not resonate with you. Take what works for you and leave the rest. Also, this is a timely reading, so if you're watching it at this time, it's perfect for you. All right, we have the underlying energy. I did a quick meditation beforehand. And the World card came out in the tarot. So something significant is changing. It's basically saying that you're ending one cycle and beginning a new one. This is saying that you've been successful in the old cycle. You've learned everything that you can from it, and it's time to move forward and enjoy the information that you've learned to apply that to this new cycle. And it's talking about having success. And also, it can be quite a big change in your situation. The underlying energy from my oracle is the Hermit. So this is talking about safe travels. The Hermit is when you have a dark night of the soul and you're in an energy of like you don't know what to do. It's shaking your very foundation. And so the Hermit climbs the mountain. And he, when his lantern is full of the light of the North Star, he comes down from the mountain and takes action. In my oracle, it's about this dragon Faish. He's a seeker. And so he's searching for the truth. He's from Winnipeg, Manitoba in Canada. And his guardian angel is First Nations angel. The North Star energy is replaced by the Aurora Borealis, which you can see in the prairies in Canada. It's an incredible sight to see, where the whole sky lights up with all these colors, and it's the Northern Lights is replacing the North Star energy in the lantern. Plus, we have this totem pole. But this totem pole is from a different time and space. It's from Japan, and it's about the three monkeys. This one, though, is saying, hear no ego, see no ego, speak no ego. Basically, the Hermit is in isolation and wanting to commune with the Most High at a high level, and before taking action and knowing what to do next. And we do have someone right here in this situation. So this is talking about the energy of expansion, someone standing on the precipice of change, basically. And you notice that the distant horizon is right across the water here. The water is yellow because the sun is shining on it. Kind of reminds me of like the yellow brick road energy. And there's ships sailing by. And this is someone who's saying, they're ready for an adventure, ready to expand their horizons, ready to move on to a different path. And it's like almost like entering into a portal. And then sometimes this card can represent moving into a relationship and becoming as one to move forward on a new adventure. Or depending on the situation, it can talk about leaving a couple and going forward as a single person. It also can talk about location change. This could like actual physical location or career, or a major transition again happening in your life. And the energy here is the element of fire. It's about the wands are made of wood, and they fuel the fire. So this is talking about taking passionate action. At this time, I just want to let you know I'm in the Okanagan Valley in British Columbia, and we just had a horrible fire situation just down the road in Summerland. And so if my voice sounds a little off, it's a little bit smoky here, quite smoky, and it's been very, very sad because speaking of fire, it's 20,000 people were evacuated last night, and 50 had to be moved out by helicopters. So it's a very dynamic situation as I speak here. I'm totally safe here, but it's just really challenging energy to deal with. This kind of reminded me with the water being yellow here of how fire can be very purifying and it can be very scary at the same time. And then we have this energy here of the feeling left out in the cold, the Five of Pentacles energy. The Pentacles in Tarot represent your health, wealth, and happiness in the 3D. And of course, a big part of that is money. And but you could have all the money in the world, and if you don't have your health and you don't have love in your life, you're probably not living your best lifestyle. And this is talking about lifestyle. So we do have here the energy of, this is talking about this being left out in the cold energy. We have someone on crutches here, and they've got a big bell on their neck here. And in the old days, they didn't have apps to isolate people from society when there was plagues, etc. So what they would do is force them to wear a big bell, and then when they came into town, everybody could hear them coming and get out of their way, which, as you can imagine, would make it difficult to earn a living or get groceries or any of the necessities. And we have this energy also of this person is barefoot in the snow. Quite often, this card can represent an energy of tactics that have been used to cause people to be in this situation. It's, when the snow is representing snowflakes, and every snowflake is beautiful on its own, but when they all add up and a bunch of flakes get together, it can really be heavy to deal with. And so this is talking about sometimes tactics being used to put someone in this energy where they are homeless and they are unable to, enjoy a lifestyle of, at least having a safe place to lay their head to rest at night, basically. And so the energy is sometimes talking about this isolation. So this hermit energy is really talking about this in this card, but it's also saying that this situation is changing. It's dynamic. And there's a time to isolate, and then there's a time to come out of isolation. And I feel like this is saying, okay, it's time to, if you've been, isolating and doing a lot of meditation and prayer, it's time to put that into action. I feel like that's what this is saying. We do have this energy here of the Three of Pentacles. This is saying that you're in an elevated position. And again, you're successful. You've completed one cycle and you're ready to move into the next. So this is saying that, you've mastered a skill set. And quite often this card can represent the entertainment industry. Actors, actresses, artists, sculptors, musicians, and also talented athletes, that type of energy. What this card is saying, you're in an elevated position, but you have to be careful because you want these people are coming and they want to collaborate with you. And the spotlight is on all the beautiful, look at all the beautiful stonemason work that has been done here. And, but these people have their plans in hand. And so you have to make sure that your lifestyle is in alignment with what they want. Because if they hire you, now you're living their lifestyle. And this card quite often can represent the energy of secret societies. And the thing to know about secret societies is the individual is unimportant. It's the group energy that matters the most. And so if you're not in alignment with the policies and the way the group lives, then you're going to be very unhappy in that. And we're seeing that in the news every single day right now with the files coming out, and just recognizing, the people that you looked up to as like heroes and, actors and actresses and musicians that you thought, oh, they must be so happy, they live this beautiful lifestyle. And we're finding out a lot of them have been not that happy. And so it's talking about lifestyle and making this. So this is saying congratulations. It's awesome that you've gotten to this level. These could be scouts coming to, offer a scholarship if you're an athlete, and to go to their college or university. And sometimes this could even be you're already at the college and university and you're ready to be like they're asking you to come and try out for their pro team. So there's a lot of really good energy in this card, and it also comes with a warning. And the warning is simple. Make sure that you hire a good lawyer that specializes in these contracts before you sign anything, so you know exactly what you're getting into, and and then proceed and with the information you receive. We have the Page of Wands energy. This is having enthusiasm for life and ready to move forward in a strong way. We have the 3 pyramids in the background here. And these 3 pyramids are representing that the Page of Wands is like enthusiastic about knowledge and the wonders of the world. And he's ready to move forward, and every day is an adventure. That's the type of energy. This is someone under the age of 21 generally. All the characters in tarot are not gender specific. This is a masculine energy, but it could be a female or a male. What's significant about this card is it's talking about the information and communication coming in could be from a time frame when you were in elementary school, high school, starting university, college, maybe apprenticing for a job. The people that you knew back then could be people that are involved in the information or communication, or and it could be something about that time frame. So that gives you sort of an idea of maybe what this information or what to watch for, basically. The Page of Wands has a feather in his cap, and he's very proud because he is he has been chosen to work for the palace, and he's dressed in finery, and this is a real coup for him and for his family. The one thing to understand about the Page of Wands energy is that he really is admiring his wand. As you can see, he's looking up to it. And so quite often the Page of Wands might be a little over enthusiastic and passionate, and he quite often is thinking with his little head. So you have to take his information and double check it just to make sure that it's not a little bit over enthusiastic. Check the facts. And the energy here is talking about, this energy that I just was talking about. So this is the 7 of Pentacles is talking about, here you are, and you're like, oh, I've put all this time, money, energy, invested everything in this project, and this is all I got out of it. And it's kind of like, what is going wrong here? I don't understand what is happening. And it could be because this is quite often this energy I was just talking about, where you signed up for something, and history is full of people who have signed contracts in those entertainment industries in particular, or when you stand out as having a special talent, and the energy is that other people are making more money than you are with the amount that you've invested. So this can talk about, this is someone who's very successful, but they're not seeing it played out in their lifestyle, in their coin, that type of energy, and they're trying to figure out what they need to do differently, or why it's not working out. But recently it's also come up with the fact that sometimes this could represent someone who has been very focused on making money and improving their lifestyle, and that's their main task. And they invested 1 pentacle, and they have grown this big bush of 6 pentacles, which they should be very proud of, but it falls flat. And they're like, man, this used to excite me, but now it doesn't. There's something missing in my life. So it can sometimes talk about maybe spiritual needs that are not met, or maybe you're lacking love in your life, or excitement, or maybe it could be talking about you've learned everything you can from this adventure, and maybe it's time to go on a new one. That's the energy I'm picking up. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles energy, the Queen is one of 4 queens in the Minor Arcana, and she is known to be very resourceful and highly respected for that. She prefers quality over quantity. She comes from generational wealth, meaning that this is a legacy that's passed down from one generation to another. The thing about the Queen of Pentacles is I've been asking the question, why does she have to be so resourceful? I mean, it's great she has to be so resourceful, but a lot of people in my community have been asking the question because there's a lot of comments that have been in in the comments of the videos about missing investments and feeling like they didn't get what was owed them and that type of energy. So I always ask now when the Queen of Pentacles comes up, that what happened to her generational wealth, and is there anything that we can do here that we can learn from this reading that would empower her to get back what was lost. And then we have the High Priestess. It's saying use your intuition. So the High Priestess, she sits between these two pillars of extremes, and all this busyness in the background is information coming towards her. Now, information equals energy. The High Priestess uses the cycles of the moon. She knows she's highly intuitive at the full moon and the new moon, and this energy is talking about having to sort through all this information. A lot of people are finding this these days because, we have information at the click of a mouse, and it's very, it can be overwhelming, and especially with the AI now, having to double check information all the time. And that's what the Page of Wands energy is talking about as well. So it's really saying that you need to sort through this information. The High Priestess is known for using her intuition to always choose the most best creative solution for any problem. And the way she does it is she recognizes the difference between her mind and her brain. Your mind is basically your will and how you think, and your brain is your central nervous system, so your brain and your spine and the components. And that allows you to feel sensations in your body. And psychosomatically, when we when we get in touch with something, some sort of information, we can tell our body will give us signals whether we feel energetically strong or weak to it. So, you might, a lot of people, let's say that she asks a question and she gets 5 logical answers. Any one of those logical answers could improve her situation, but she wants to know which one is the best one for her. And so she will, ask the logical question and then stop thinking. And what is her body? What are the sensations happening in her body? A lot of people will feel like an elevator dropping, like when your stomach drops. And a lot of people refer to that as the gut instinct. And so that would not be the answer. And there's other, you might be reading one of the other answers or saying it out loud or whatever, and your body just wants to stand up straight, and you straighten out your spine and you're going, that's it, that's what I'm going to do. And so if they're all logical answers, that you may as well choose the one that, feels the strongest to you. And you may find that you have a lot better results from what you're doing, or at least enjoy the process more than you would have otherwise. And look at the sun is shining on this energy. So it's saying that pretty soon this snow is going to be melting. This always reminds me of, when the snow melts in the spring in areas where there's snow for months on end. And people who have dogs that don't clean up after them regularly, in the spring, it's exposed and it smells really bad. And it's kind of like that kind of energy. The sun is representing the energy of God, and it's the happiest card in the deck. And it shines light on the whole reading. And it's saying there's going to be a happy outcome here, and that maybe it's time for you to take action and move out there, because if you've been in isolation for a long time, the energy, look at this young child, this baby on the pony here, he's carrying this heavy banner with ease because it's his destined path. And the sunflowers are all happy. They represent happiness, and they're turning to the sun and following the sun. And this is saying when you follow your destined path, which is basically being the best version you can be of yourself, being a good, kind person and doing the best you can with what you have, that you're following your North Star, or in this case, the Aurora Borealis, the Northern Lights. and you're moving forward in a strong way on your path, that anything that's in your way is going to be exposed. And the truth always comes out eventually. Sometimes it takes longer than at other times. And there's a purpose for that. We don't, this is God's plan. So this is just talking about continue being the best that you can be and do your best to get the information you need. But you want to have this optimistic, passionate attitude to be able to get through life and continue on your path. And then look at this. We have a strong foundation for moving forward in a new way. And that's with this World card. Very strong energy about embracing the new energy. We have this energy here is talking about, this is the official marriage card, but it also talks about other commitments like partnerships in business or just commitments of any kind. And it's basically saying that you are on the road to ultimate fulfillment. And it's talking about the energy of having a very strong foundation. To put it in terms that are of this time, it would be like you have the down payment for your castle, but now you have to make the payments. And the energy is also saying, the question was popped, both said yes, and now you're planning the wedding, but you're going to need to pour your energy into the relationship. What's interesting here is we have the 111 portal also showing up here. And the 111 portal is significant for when you are manifesting or moving into new energy. It's talking about, the best way is just to describe it. It's a portal of energy where you'll be sitting at your computer and you'll look at the clock and it's 11:11 and you're like, oh, that's right, I have that appointment at 1:30 today. I better check out how far it is and how long it's going to take me to get there and what's the address. And you check it out on Google and it's 111 11th Avenue. And it takes 11 minutes to get there. And you're going, oh, that's weird. Okay. And then you're leaving the house, you glance at the clock, it's 1:11. And you're like, huh. And you're in your vehicle and there's a short detour. And you're like, oh no, I hope I'm not going to be late for my appointment. But the car in front of you starts moving and you notice, oh, the license plate has 111 in it. And you're like, that's so strange. But what this is talking about, this is one way that the universe speaks to us through synchronicity. And it's basically saying, you're manifesting at a very high level right now. When you notice the 111 thing, that it's saying, pay attention. What are your thoughts about? Are your thoughts about where you want to go or in the difficulties of getting there? Because you don't want to manifest more difficulty. You want to manifest moving forward in this new way. And so it can be really interesting because after that you start noticing, and if you check your thoughts, a lot of times you might catch yourself having a negative thought. And you didn't even realize it because we can get into the habit of having negative thoughts. And so this is saying, focus on where you want to go, not on the problems in getting there. So it's a powerful manifestation tool. And you might be surprised at how often it happens that you are having a negative thought that you didn't realize. And it's just a habit. And we can get out of that habit and then have a more forward-thinking future. There's a lot of competition to get to the top. It's saying, so this is adolescence in immature competition. It's saying that to get to the top, a lot of times we feel like we have to compete with other people. But in reality, we're really competing with ourselves within any competition. Can you overcome those negative thoughts? Can you see your future in a strong way? Are you letting the universe know, letting God know, yes, I have faith in your plan and I am moving forward doing to the best of my ability. Any competition, you could be in a competition. This is my Mean Girls card, and it's talking about, adolescents are fighting here. It's immature competition when the trophy is more important than the outcome, basically, you know, like then the learning curve and all of that. And so this is basically saying enjoy the journey to the top. And it's time to come out of isolation if you have been isolating. It's time to put it out there, whatever it is that you specialize in, what you're doing. And it may be, there might be ups and downs, but focus on the parts of your journey that are going in the correct direction, and make sure you get the proper information that you need to proceed to move forward. From the bottom to the top and back down again, we have this energy of moving into some new sort of energy for sure, wanting to expand your horizons. And that could include, and it's talking about moving into this 111-11-11 portal. The 111 is an indication that something is happening of magnitude. And we use your intuition. Remember, you're a child of God. You're meant to be happy. You're talented. You have a lot going for you. Of course, you're going to reach the top of your field. And this is something that if you apply yourself, you're going to reach the top of your field. You might not be chosen by other people necessarily or be the most popular, but you'll feel good within yourself because you know that you've put all the energy and effort in to have this strong foundation. And every day you put some more energy into what you want rather than the difficulties of getting there. And this is talking about, it's not uncommon for people to have a change in what they want to do. Like, you know, you can just have reached you know, like when you're standing at the precipice of change, if you're standing on the turret or the pyramid at the top, it's saying that, you know, maybe you're bored with that and it's time to go on a new adventure. Like this energy is saying here, be back in this energy when you were doing it, whatever you're doing, because you're enthusiastic and you love to do it, not so much for, you know, the other reasons. I mean, of course, we have to look at doing things that are going to, you know, keep us out of this energy for sure. But at the same time, you deserve to be happy in what you're doing on a day-to-day basis. So let's see here about this energy here, and let's just see what we come up with here. So we have this energy of the numbers on these cards represent the paintings as they are listed in my gallery on my website, talesfromthevector.com. You can see that energy there, or the paintings there. And I will put this in the description box below in the order that they come up, and so you can take a look. So we have pride. Yeah, all or nothing, hear me roar. So this is talking about being persuaded by other people, and it being more about pride. What do they say? Pride before the fall. So you're going to have times when you're on your journey of whatever it is you're doing where things don't work out that awesome, and you're not going to look like you're the, whoa, look at her or look at him, you know, energy. This is more about how staying on the journey because it's what you want to do. And okay, if there's a difficulty, I'll figure it out. I'll use my intuition. I'll find a logical solution. I'll look into the information as needed, and I will take my next step forward. That's basically what this energy is talking about. Deception. There could be deception, definitely. This does represent people who don't want you to succeed, probably because they're in competition with you. And you may not even know it. You may not, like, because you might be focused on doing your thing and you're just like not even in that energy. But the competition really is within yourself. And there is, of course, you have to pay attention to what others are doing in your community and to be successful in business, etc. But you don't have to be so wrapped up in that you change what's in your heart, in your authentic desires to do, just to be like everybody else. And then degradation. Yeah, it's not uncommon for people to not want the competition to be in this kind of energy. So there could be some, there's tactics being used here, and definitely this card does show that at times. So, and sometimes this can be also tactics that we use on ourselves, like when we are realizing, oh my goodness, I have a lot of negative thoughts every day. I need to change that. And then we have this energy of having a blind spot. And it's also saying, like, we all have blind spots in our life. And generally, I find that they come when it's about love. And quite often, this deception can be talking about deception in a personal relationship. So that could be someone leaving a relationship because of that. You know, this is talking about a major transition, basically, and really needing to take some time to heal and really understand what's in your heart. What is it that is, you know, really making you want to wake up in the morning and do what you do? And this is also saying that there is a very good reason why the windshield is bigger than the rearview mirror. You want to check your past. You want to look into it, but you don't want to live in the past. It's time to move forward. That's definitely what this reading is trying to get through, is it's time to move forward. Indifference is another karmic space that we can fall into, where a lot of times people will say, oh, we're all in it together. But then you find out when you really need need people to empower you, they're not there for you. They're there for you in the good times, but not the bad. That's not uncommon energy as well. So, you know, shake it off and recognize this is a karmic space that people fall into when they just get to the point where they have total indifference for other people on their path to success. And it's not a pleasant energy to be in. And then we have on either side, there's way better ways of manifesting. That's what it's saying. This is Earth Star. She's one of the Pleiadian, 7 stellar sisters of the Pleiades. And it's talking about using this ability to manifest by focusing on where you want to go, what you want to achieve, enjoying the journey. This is like manifesting because you're happy to be doing what you're doing. You know, like you love it. You would do it if you didn't get paid, but you also want to be paid well. And then we have dissension. There are a lot of tactics here. I was feeling like that with this energy, that with this changing, that this energy is coming to an end. But it does say you're swimming with sharks, with friends like this who needs enemies. Dissension is when people are trying to divide and conquer, you know, so that they can be at the top of the pyramid. And let's see, and I mean, I'm not talking about being at the top of the pyramid, this is a good thing. You want to be at the top of your craft, but it's in the, what is the journey like in you getting there? That's basically what it's saying. And justice is at the top here. So this is also talking about redemption from karma. But redemption from karma, a lot of people feel that karma is punishment. It actually is just cause and effect for your actions. So, or inaction sometimes. So if you're on the right side of the law, both spiritual and in the law and order of your country, your city, whatever, the justice is going to be a total blessing and saying you deserve to be at the top. And if you've been on the wrong side of spiritual and 3D law, well, then you're going to have to pay the consequences for your actions and or your inactions. And so this is talking about not about just getting to the top, but how you get there. Enjoy the journey. That's what I would say. This is actually The Journeyman is the name of this painting. So I do hope you've enjoyed this reading. I have. It's a good reminder, and that 11111 portal, like there's a lot of energy behind that, and it's saying that justice, and look it's an 11. That's talking about justice. If you're thinking you're never going to get justice for your situation, if a 111 shows up, it means justice is going to be in the books. All right. Well, thank you for your time and energy, your likes, comments, shares, subscribes. I appreciate them all. And I'll be back with another reading about random shift for you soon. Bye for now.